You're running out of things to say because you're not in a flow state. I'm gonna show you how in this video what the couple things that get you out of flow state and how you can stay in a flow state. So number one, I'm gonna tell you right off the rip, you have to actually be expert in what you're talking about before you talk. When I start to speak, I'm in a flow state because I know who I am. So I don't have to think about what I'm gonna say. What I'm gonna say is just gonna come out. It's gonna come out in a flowing way. It's gonna come out in a way that's consistent with me because I know who I am. I don't have to try to be anything different than I am. So it's work on your identity is the first step. If you don't know who you are, then what you do is you try to cater to everybody around you. You care what everybody thinks about you. And you let what people think about you affect you in a way that does not help you. So when you do that, it's a problem because you're in your head thinking about yourself rather than flowing out and sharing something that you have in your heart. That's an issue. So that's one of the number one reasons why you're not in a flow state. Number two, you don't have a skill set dialed in. In order to go into a flow state, it's proven that you have to have technique. Your technique has to be dialed in enough so that you don't have to think about the technique while you're doing it. And one of those techniques is simply speaking. If you're not in the habit of speaking, the problem is if you're not in the habit of speaking and you don't have a technical skill of speaking, and you're not used to speaking to a camera, when you pull out the camera, you're gonna be awkward. So you gotta actually pull out the camera and just start talking to the camera on a regular basis, because once you start to do that, you'll get better at it. And it'll just be a natural thing instead of it being one of those things that you gotta try to work yourself into. You'll go out of a flow state right away. Third thing, you gotta be doing something that you actually love. If you're not doing something that you actually love, the problem is that you're not gonna put your full self into. You can't lose yourself in the act. You got to actually love what you do. If you're doing it for pay, if you're doing it for an outcome, you're gonna be thinking about the outcome rather than throwing yourself fully into what you're doing. You actually have to love what you do. So throw yourself into what you're doing, but you have to love it in order to throw yourself fully into it. So choose to do things that you love, choose to talk about things that you love, and you'll more easily go into a flow state. Hopefully this helps.